Hey booktube, this is Kelly. Thank you so much for watching my channel, Books I'm Not Reading. I've got my cup of coffee here. In addition to it being daylight savings time today and completely throwing me off here in the US. Why do we have daylight savings time, really? It is also the Oscars tonight, which is a very, very important thing in my home. My husband loves movies. The whole thing this morning where I was confused about who Jacques Demy, Jonathan Demme, and Denis Villeneuve what films they directed. So the Oscars are a big deal, and there will be no reading tonight because we will be watching the Oscars closely. I don't really have much of a stake in it. Like, I don't really care that much about who wins or who doesn't this year. There's a few years where I'm much more concerned about it, but yeah, not so much this year. So anyway, but it's one of the things, movies and TV are one of the things that prevent me from reading. So I thought I would just give you like a quick top 5 things that prevent me from getting to the books that I need to get to. So the first one is work, and I'm kind of bundling along with work. Like, well, in order to go to work, like, we have a car and the car has to be taken care of, and we have to have clothes, and so I have to do laundry. You know, those sorts of things. Some of you are able to listen to audiobooks at work, or even read maybe, but yeah, I don't get to do that very much. So I do get to read some professional development books at work, but that's yeah. So and then we also own a house, which is going to turn into Miss Havisham's house before long. I think after living in an apartment for so many years where you could call a landlord or you could just move, you could just leave. Yeah, I don't have very good habits when it comes to taking care of the house. There are dishes that are always need to be cleaned, and the more we're home. So like, it was fascinating in the pandemic because Jason worked from home for probably most of a year, so there wasn't much in the way of laundry from him, but there were so many more dishes. Like, it was unbelievable because he was home all the time. So yeah, so things like that. I also have to exercise. I did not exercise yesterday because I've just been my throat has just been off a little bit, and so I just decided to rest and chill out yesterday. So I mean, I still got some really good reading done in one of my books, so that was exciting. But yeah, I exercise almost every single day. I have really bad knees, and also I need to wear myself out every day in order to sleep, which was the next category. With my epilepsy, ideally I'd like to get 8 to 10 hours of sleep every night. I usually get 8. If I start to be in the 5 range, then things start to get a little dicey, a little iffy. I mean, I can probably get through a day of work depending on what's going on. I wouldn't want to give a presentation after only 5 hours of sleep. That might not be so good. But yeah, so I really need a lot of sleep, and in order to get that sleep, I have to wear myself out. But my job is primarily sitting behind a desk, and so, you know, there's not a lot of chance to get steps in, stairs climbed, and things like that. Exercise is a major priority. So I will definitely be exercising today, since I didn't exercise yesterday and the daylight savings thing, which is just so frustrating. Movies and TV we have more access to movies and TV shows than ever before. And this weekend, I have been watching, let's see, okay, we're watching Next Level Chef on Hulu. I love that show. I wish they would just put the whole season on there so I could just, I would binge watch that, no problem. We're also watching Tournament of Champions on Food Network. And then just this week, the new season of Blown Away, which is about glass blowers, started. And so I've already watched like 4 episodes of that. So, which I love. I love reality TV shows that involve like a skill. So The Great British Bake Off. I think it was even on BookTube that I heard about the pottery one that's like, I don't know, the Great British Pottery Showdown or something like that. And then there was one for a while we were watching and I've lost it now. There was the sewing one. So anything like people making clothes, people making pottery, glass, like all this kind of stuff, like it's really, I just enjoy so much. And the thing that's interesting about the glass one is that most of the times the shows we watch, especially things like Top Chef and Tournament of Champions, they're a lot of younger people on there. And so the glass blowing show this time has, it does have some younger people who are newer to glass blowing, but like the one everyone's afraid of, she's like 62. So anyway, love that. And then there's the movies. I promise one day we're gonna do a video in the movie room and I will give you a little film collection tour. But this last week we watched Young Sherlock Holmes. This was a show I watched as a kid a lot, a movie I watched as a kid as a lot, and Jason was watching it for his film club, and so I joined in on that. Then over several days we watched Casino Royale with Daniel Craig. I love these James Bond movies. Well, I love the first 3. I could just watch Casino Royale, Quantum of Solace, and Skyfall and let it go there. So, but anyway, yeah. So that was fun. And then last night, I don't know, this is so out of character for me, you guys. I watched Silence of the Lambs with Jason, and I was like, why did I agree to this? That is such a scary movie and so tight. It was one of the things Jason and I talked about after the film. It's just so tight. There's really not like a lot of extraneous stuff in there. Every line, every piece of dialogue packs a punch. Like it's extremely well done. And Jason kind of wanted to see it because it won a lot of Oscars. Meanwhile, I am continually suggesting that we rewatch Marry Me. This is like my, I don't know, kind of one of my comfort movies lately. And yeah, so Jennifer Lopez, Owen Wilson. I don't like all the songs, but a couple of the songs I love. In fact, I'm sure the people in the office next to me have heard me singing one of the songs. So, yeah. I have an office. It's really pretty soundproof because the store next to my office, and it's a tiny store, she's not there very often. And so I can really belt some tunes out in there. But while I'm working. But yeah, and finally, the last thing that prevents me from reading is managing my booktube channel. And I get so much joy from this channel that yeah, I mean, I get so much joy from booktube. If somebody had told me when I started my booktube channel how much fun it would be, I probably wouldn't have believed them. But yeah, it's fantastic. It's so great. Yeah, and that's why my house is turning into Miss Havisham's house, is because I'd rather be down here in front of the camera talking to all of you than any kind of house cleaning. Duh, like that's obvious, right? You know, and if I didn't have to work, there would be even more videos. Not that I'm saying I'm gonna make 6 videos a day or something like that. I don't think I have that much creative power in me. I don't spend as much time as some people. Like, obviously the production value on my videos is rough and ready, as we've discussed many times. I don't spend 3 hours on hair and makeup. You know, and that's fine. Like, the people who want to do that, like, that's great. I'm not judging them at all. So I try to keep the amount of time to a minimum. But nonetheless, like, it's this incredibly time consuming hobby. But it's so much fun. So much fun. So yeah, totally worth it. Anyway, so I would love to know how you're doing, what you've been reading. Do you have any Oscar picks? Do you have any favorite films from the last year? And I probably haven't seen them, but I've seen a few of the Best Picture nominees. My favorite is The Holdovers. Probably my favorite movie that I saw that was new last year. I tend to just rewatch the same things over and over again. So anyway, but love to hear your thoughts about the Oscars, your thoughts about what keeps you away from reading. So please let me know down below in the comment section. As always, if you don't feel comfortable leaving a comment, you can leave an emoji, or you can give this video a thumbs up, just as a way of saying hello. I do appreciate it. Booktube, remember to be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and I'll be back soon with another video. Bye.